I want to say like the first time I worked with like a girl I didn't know, and we had like a black client, and he wanted to have sex with us and we weren't going to, and he paid us to show up, which is like what it is. You pay for us to show up, and then, and then, yeah, we ended up getting robbed that night.
All right. Okay, Luna. So, all right. So how was your flight?
It was good, besides like the aisle seat, but other than that, it was good. Yeah, okay. It was smooth.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. You know, I tried to book a direct flight for you.
Yeah.
So you don't have any layovers or anything like that.
Delta's nice. Delta's nice.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, definitely.
Thanks.
Now, let's start off with the basics. So where are you originally from?
I'm from Washington State originally.
Okay. So how was it like growing up in Washington?
Kind of depressing. I don't know. I grew up in like a small, like predominantly white town. And yeah, it just rains a lot there and it's kind of gloomy. But other than that, it's very beautiful.
Okay. And you're mixed, right?
Yeah, I am black, white, and Asian.
Black, white, Asian. That's crazy. Well, shit, that's all three right there. Right. So, how did you go to plan on going to college after?
I did go to college, and then after school, I went to beauty school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what beauty school did you finish?
Yeah. So I have my license as an esthetician, and I mainly do lash extensions.
Okay. Now, you said you relocated to Memphis, right?
After school, yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I moved there for a man.
Okay, I understand. That's like most females. They do things for a guy. Okay, yeah. So you still with that guy?
No, we have not been together for, oh my goodness. It's been probably like 3 years now. I think it's about 3, yeah.
Damn, 3 years? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So why did it end, the relationship?
There's like a lot of things that I like put up with like throughout the relationship and stuff. And I feel like, towards the end of the relationship, I don't know. I feel like it was just like my ancestors like speaking to me. Like they're just telling me like something was wrong. And I just like had a feeling. But yeah, I ended up like going through his phone while he was sleeping. And I found out like, I went through the messages and there's like so many messages to go through. And yeah, and so basically I just found out he was like cheating on me before we even moved in together. And yeah, and then after that I was cool. Like I was done. Yeah.
Now you said the ancestors are talking to you. Which ancestors? The white ones or the black ones?
The black ones.
Okay.
They're just telling me like go through that man's phone. Like I was just laying there and I could not go to sleep. Like it's just like my mind is just like there's something telling me to go through his phone. Okay. And I did.
I understand. So you didn't stay in Memphis that long then?
No, because like after that, like he got like a little physical with me and like put his hands on me. And after that, I was just like, if you're doing that over like me finding out that you're cheating, like you're going to do it again, you know? And like what is going to be the outcome if it's like some like real serious issue, you know? So I feel like if a man does that one time, then he'll continue to do it. So I just like I wasn't here for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's one thing about domestic violence. You usually have one person that stays in the relationship, you know, so I'm glad that you was able to get out of it.
Yeah.
So you didn't stay in Memphis for that long. So after you broke up with him, you moved to Miami?
Yeah, I moved to Miami. And I really didn't have much. I had like $1,000 in my bank account. And then when we were together, I let him like max out my credit cards. So I was like $8,000 in credit card debt as well. But yeah, I moved to Miami with like barely anything and just had to make it work.
Shit, $8,000 in credit card debt. You should have.
Yeah, and still paying it.
Yeah, you should have put a bullet in his ass before he left.
Shit.
Yeah, okay. So Miami. Tell me about Miami when you first got down there.
I loved Miami. Miami is a vibe overall. it's just very expensive and it's easy to get distracted like living there. But yeah, when I first moved to Miami, I didn't really have money and stuff, so I started dancing at like this small strip club called Climax. And yeah, I danced there until I left.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So with the clubs in Miami, is the money better than what you experienced before, or?
So I'm like, I would consider myself being like a baby stripper, but the money was good at first and stuff, but it just kind of got a little taxing on my body because, like, you know, you're doing floor work and stuff like that, and I'd have like bruises all over my legs. I'd be like really sore from working. Then you have to deal with nasty men all day. And in Miami, like, most of the clubs like allow like inappropriate things to happen, and so like when other girls are like, you know, doing prostitution in the club, like it makes it hard for girls who don't do that to like get money because the men will like ask you and assume that you do it, and if you don't do it then they're like not interested, you know. So yeah, it was a little weird.
Okay, I understand. I understand. Now, with did you start doing content creation while you was in Miami, or OnlyFans?
Basically, so like I have a really good friend, Eva Nix. She's a porn star, and when me and my ex had broke up, she was just like, you know, asking me what I was gonna do, and she's like, if you want to do OnlyFans, you can make a bunch of money. Like, I'll help you start your OnlyFans. And yeah, I didn't have much money at the time, so I was like, shit, might as well. And yeah, so I started doing OnlyFans while I was still living with him. And then like when I moved out, I started like collabing with other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So who was your first collab?
Just some guy I was like seeing at the time, but like, yeah, just a nobody, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Was he a content creator as well?
He just agreed to make content with me. I feel like most men aren't like, they don't really have a problem with like making content with me. So yeah.
Okay. So you say you do collabs and everything.
Yeah,
Now,
sort of.
how do you choose who to collab with? Like, if you know, when they contact you.
I prefer like somebody who's not like super big in the industry, somebody who hasn't like been around, you feel me? Somebody low key, you know? But yeah, so I just don't really like, you know, guys who have just like fucked everybody. Like, it's not cute to me and it doesn't turn me on. And I just like, yeah, I just prefer not to like collab with those type of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how much do you usually charge when you do collab?
When I first started OnlyFans, I wasn't like charging for collabs. And I say like collabs, but it was more so like when I had partners, we would make content together. So like I would let them know that I did OnlyFans and that is like something that I need for my job. And so they would be like okay with making content with me. So technically it wasn't a collab because they're not like content creators themselves. But yeah, I want to say like once I fully like started understanding the industry, that's when I started like charging for collabs or like anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how much was the lowest price you would charge for a collab?
Probably like 2 or 3K. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I understand. I understand. Shit, 2 or 3K.
Yeah, and they're not willing to pay it, so they're lost, whatever.
Oh yeah, I hear you. I hear you. You know, I hear you on that. Right. So have you collabed with any big names at all?
Yeah, I collabed with Musa Phoenix, and he's out of Vegas. And yeah, we made some content together. It was actually really good. He's really good at recording and stuff, and it made me feel very comfortable. But yeah, Musa is pretty like big in the industry. He's been around. I'm not saying that in a bad way, but like, you know, that's not really what I prefer. And then I've also worked with Dr. Stretch. He's one of my favorite people to work with. But yeah, the content was good. It's just like, there's just like a lot that comes with it with like content creators and stuff. I'm not like specifically talking about them, just like men in general, they kind of get like possessive and stuff like that and a little weird. And that's why I'm kind of just like, try to do solo.
Okay.
Yeah.
By possessive, you mean?
Like they feel like because like you guys make content and stuff like that, or because you like fucked, that they kind of have like a little, not ownership, but like territory type stuff. And I don't know, sometimes they just like, it goes from like us making content to them like wanting to be more than just like content partners. Like they want to be like your boyfriend and stuff like that. And it's like, what we're doing, and it's like, I personally wouldn't want to date anybody in the industry. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. Now, majority of your content that you have out there is with Black men. Is that your preference?
Yeah, I would say that's my preference.
Okay.
I don't know, something about like a chocolate man. This just,
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, and majority of your content is BBC content. And, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It ranges from all sizes. You never know until they whip it out,
Yeah, I understand. So you say you shot with Musa. He's over there in Vegas.
Yeah.
So you spent some time in Vegas.
Yeah, so I lived in Vegas. I recently moved from Vegas in, oh my goodness, it's June already. I moved from Vegas like 2 months ago, and I lived there for probably like 9 months or so. And yeah, Vegas is like one of the hubs for like porn stars, like Cali, Vegas, Miami. Those are like all really big like hubs for like porn. And yeah, so I had met Musa out there through Eva. She had told me about him because she had collabed with him and said that he was a good person to collab with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Eva, that's your probably like the one that you look up to mostly within the industry?
Yeah, so like if I have like any big questions or anything, or I want to know anything about the industry, like I'll go to her and ask her, especially like clearing like content creators, like any content creator, I'll reach out to her and be like, hey, do you know anything about them? Because I'm new in the industry and I feel like there's so much history that goes on between all the content creators. Like tons of people have been canceled in the past and stuff like that. And it's like, I'm new, so I don't know all the beef and the history and everything. So yeah, I mainly like ask her about things because she's been through a lot. Like the porn industry is like really fucked up. Yeah. But she's been through a lot. And like the stories she's told me, like it's like, I feel bad that those things happened to her, And so she's just like, I would say she's like one of my little mentors, I mean, I am older than her, but like she's like one of my best friends. And so, yeah, I just come to her for a lot of things because I trust her opinion and her advice and stuff.
Okay. Is the money better in Vegas than it is on Miami?
No. It depends on what you do in Vegas. But me living there, I tried a couple different things and I didn't feel like it was like the money was consistent enough for me. And so that's like mainly why I moved. But yeah, I tried dancing in Vegas. The strip clubs are kind of weird because like Vegas is like a really big like tourist city. And so like if there's no like events or anything going on, then the clubs are kind of dead. It's just like people who are living there, or if someone happened to be there for vacation. So the clubs are kind of weird. They're kind of racist in the clubs too, depending on which ones you work at. It's just like a little unfair in the clubs. Like the girls have relationships with security and stuff like that, and so they show like favoritism and everything. And so it's just like I just like wasn't there for it. I just did not like it. Yeah, and then when I was in Vegas, I met a lot of prostitutes because, like on the strip and in the casinos, like late at night, there's like tons of girls walking around and they're prostitutes. But yeah, I met a lot of girls. I did work with one girl for a while, and you know, I tried out the casinos and stuff to like find tricks and sugar daddies, and it was cool every once in a while, but then it's like to the point where it's like, you know, now they're trying to pay you to do certain things that you obviously like don't want to do, and it's just, you know, it's kind of like you kind of have to either like be okay with prostitution or not, and I just like I don't fuck with it. It's not it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's tons of that stuff going on out there.
Okay, definitely. Yeah, because I know on the West Coast, escorting and prostitution is on steroids.
Yeah.
You know, and to the point where, what is that about no black men that they say? They say no black men.
Yeah, so like, I want to say I learned a lot of street smarts in Vegas. Because prostitution is really big, they have like undercovers like in the casinos and stuff like that. Like it's like a really big thing. But yeah, they always say no black men just because it's like, not to stereotype, but most of the time like black men will kind of like play with your time and stuff, because they know that like they probably could talk you down, stuff like that, versus like a white man. Like I don't know, like it's just our targets are white men.
Okay. Like,
I hate to say it, white men. Yeah, anybody who's like not, black. Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Now you said white man is Mexican as well too, because I know a lot of Mexicans.
Yeah, and like I said, I hate to stereotype. I hate to do it, but like most Mexicans that I've came like in contact with, they're kind of cheap. Yeah. They want to, and I think it's because like in, you know, different countries, like the prostitution is like legal there. And so they probably don't have to pay as much for, you know, to get what they want. But like, yeah, no, they're like asking you like to fuck for $400, and who's doing that? I mean, some girls might, but yeah.
Yeah. I understand.
But yeah.
All right. So how did you keep yourself safe? Because that can be real dangerous out there.
Yeah. So, it is hard to be safe. I want to say like the first time I worked with like a girl I didn't know, and we had like a black client, and he wanted to have sex with us and we weren't going to, and he paid us to show up, which is like what it is. You pay for us to show up, and then, you know, and then, yeah, we ended up getting robbed that night, 'cause he got mad that we didn't want to have sex with him. And then, yeah, he took our bags and went through our bags and took all the cash out of there and then just left.
Damn, that shit is crazy.
And it's like, what are we going to do? Like, what am I going to call the police and be like, this man paid me and took my money? Like, I don't know. Like, it's a lot. So, you know, yeah. So, yeah, you really have to be safe, like, because it's like you're, you know, meeting people you don't even know, like, but yeah, so, a lot of girls have pimps out there. I'm not giving a man my money, especially if it's like, you know, these girls are out here like fucking for a bag and then they go home and bring it to their pimp. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, but no, like, yeah, but for safety, yeah, most of them have pimps.
Okay. So yeah. Go back to your story. So it was the two of y'all.
Yeah.
And did he have a gun or anything, or?
No, he just like got really aggressive, and basically it was her though. She was like antagonizing him. Like, I was trying to calm him down, and she just kept like talking and just kept like saying, I don't remember exactly what she was saying, but she just kept talking and like making him mad. And then like he finally was just like, yeah, basically give me my money back. And then went in our bags, like, literally. And what am I gonna go over there and like try and fight the man for my bag? Like, no. He was a big man, and he was from New York too. But
oh shit.
But yeah, I just sat there and I was like looking at her, and then after we got done, we get back in the car, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, has this happened to you before? Because this was like my first time like ever doing anything like that. I said, has this happened to you before? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, oh no, like, no, it's one and done for me. Like, that's no.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was very crazy.
Exactly.
10 out of 10 did not make a good decision that day.
Yeah, I understand. That sounds wild.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So now you're in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like where everybody's moving to now. A lot of people from Atlanta go out to Houston. So is Houston treating you well?
Sorta. I mean, the weather, it's really hot. But overall, yeah, the food is really good. There's tons of content creators in Houston, but I just heard that a lot of them like are kind of dirty and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of cool off of that. I'm really like focusing on being solo. But yeah, Houston's pretty cool so far. I've been to a couple clubs. They for sure do like to pop out. And there's tons of baddies in Houston. So it's just like, yeah, I think it's cool so far. We'll see.
Okay. Now you said that a lot of them don't get tested. So tell me about some of your like when you do a collab. Tell me about some ways that you keep yourself safe, like as in testing wise. Do you?
Yeah. So I have only collabed with like two people that are like big in the industry. So like everybody like in the past that I made content with and stuff, those have been partners. And so I know probably a lot of people haven't seen my content and stuff, but a lot of my old content is like there's condoms in my videos. Like I'm the condom queen. I'm sorry, but like if I don't feel safe or if I feel like you're lying to me about like being clean and stuff, I have no issue using a condom. Like I literally will put one on and I'll force you to put one on. But lately I just make sure that I'm good. I make sure that I'm clean. And then, I need like from somebody else I'm collabing with, I need like a fresh test, like within like a couple days of us collabing at least. And that your word that you haven't, fucked anybody since then.
Okay.
Since getting tested, yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's your plan for the future with this OnlyFans and content creation?
I just signed to a new agency, and so I mean, this last week my OnlyFans has like grown like way more than I ever like have had in the past, and so tons of solo content. I am going live now, so catch me going live like 4-5 times a week. I'm just gonna keep making content and being more consistent.
Yep. And sometimes the lives are actually better than the sex videos.
Oh no, for sure.
When it comes to the money wise.
Yeah. So I was live last night, and that's what I was like telling some of my fans that were in the live, because it was my third live, and it's nice to see like the same fans coming in to come see me and chat with me and stuff like that. And so it's nice to like be able to like build like a more genuine connection with them, because it's like real time, you're able to talk with each other versus they're messaging me and I'm like messaging back like every 20 minutes, an hour, you feel me? There's a lot of messages I have to go through. But I feel like it's just more like personal, and I feel like it's more fun on live, because it's like I'm like a little sex doll, you feel me? You just tip me and I do whatever you say.
Okay. Well, thank you, Luna, for sharing your story.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, all right.